Motion carries. Thank you. And tell us what you found out.
Okay, I found several different kinds of things. The first thing in your packet is an archery group. So one option is archery, and the Franklin Park Borough does this. They contract with a private archery group to conduct deer hunts within their municipality. And they, this group assumes all the risk. Basically, they carry insurance policies. They only allow hunters who have been trained and certified. So you have a packet on that, and then what I thought was interesting with that one was they took a survey of the different neighborhoods to find out what their interests were, what their concerns were, and they had comments. So you have a copy of their comments also, and they range from yes, please do it now to this is dumb. So it's a wide-ranging survey here.
That's Franklin Park Bow Hunters?
Franklin Park is North Suburban Archery Association.
And do they do that without charge?
They do that with that. There's no charge to the municipality for that. No charge.
What did they do with the animals?
They donate. I think 80% of them get donated to food banks.
And they get to keep for their own consumption, one out of every so many they take them.
The second option in your packet is what Mount Lebanon does, and they contract with a group that's more of a sharpshooter
That's White Buffalo?
organization.
That's the first one.
And that's the one that was all in the news. And they allow, this is a group that, the structure of this is that they allow this group to come in, they allow them to hunt on public lands during certain time periods, and then they ask different residents if they would allow hunting on their private property, and with the residents' permission, the shooters can come in and go and shoot from their private property. Also, of course, following all the regular distance rules that are required. So
That's White Buffalo. That's the second.
Yes, that's the second.
And that's the one that's $83,000 for 100 deer?
That's White Buffalo.
What did they choose?
Well, that was their proposal to Mount
Well,
Lebanon.
it depends on how many deer you want them to take. The more deer, the more expensive. But I think it was 100 deer, the charge was $83,000 and change.
Mhm. For 150 deer, it went up to 132,000.
Both of them proposed that the, to call them sharpshooters, are shooting from platforms up in the air so that they're shooting down at the deer. And at least one of them, I'm not sure, maybe both of them bait the deer.
The third item in your packet on the sharpshooter or the deer issue is Pine Township's deer management policy. And basically they went through and talked about all the different options, and it was advantages and disadvantages and expectations for success for each kind of deer management policy. So this doesn't have a conclusion. It basically concluded that we may adopt any of these as we choose, but I thought it was useful because it discussed all the different kinds of options that are out there, including landscaping alternatives, banning deer feeding, all kinds of things other than just killing them. They talked about the different ways to manage the herd as well. So I thought that I included that because it was informative about the different kinds of things that are out there. And then the fourth thing is just an article from 2015, so it's not too old, about what different municipalities do and the reasons that they have tried to enact a deer policy. And it's just a nice survey of what different communities in Allegheny County do. And the last item is I got from the police department a record of Aleppo motor vehicle accidents, vehicle versus deer, for a 5-year period. It was 2012 through 2016. And they had said that we had 2 car deer accidents, non-injury, and they were both on Glen Mitchell Road. So that's the record of what we had. 2.
Those are 2 reported.
2 reported. 2 reported.
I didn't report mine.
2 reported. This is one of these is not you then. So 2 reported in 5 years. Right. There could be somebody who glanced off the deer and didn't report it. I'm sure that can be tailored to each individual municipality. Didn't find that.
And most of them, to the extent that they're doing any sort of hunting, it's either on public property or they have to
get permission.
permission from the property owner.
Right, and none of these that I've come across allow the municipality, we couldn't sign a contract that let them go into your backyard if you didn't want it. It has to be permission, either public lands that the municipality owns or permission from the homeowner.
And actually, the first one that we looked at, they have their form of access agreement part of the packet.
Gwen, the manager of Franklin Park, would be happy to elaborate.
Okay, if you choose to pursue it, yeah, I would be happy to meet with you.
There's a comment from the audience.
Glenn Pinner, I talked about Merriman. He's pretty familiar with that North American Archery Club or whatever it is in Franklin Park. And it costs the township nothing. It's a club. It costs $120 to join. Each hunter is assigned a particular spot on in the township. They lay the whole township out. And of course, if it's private property, they get permission from the property owner before the hunter the first year they harvest is there. If you have maybe 3 doe permits, for instance, the other 2 would go to food banks and it sounds pretty.
So they've got the deer and then they do all of that.
They get the permits, yeah, they get,
They take the deer away and
Yeah.
clean them.
And you have to get permits from the game.
I haven't had a chance to read this, but do they hunt from stations or are they
tree stands.
freestand? Okay.
There's specifications of stands have to be removable and
Yeah, all right.
So, you know who is where. And anybody, you can talk to Bob, there's more details. It's kind of like a good way to go because it's cost the township nothing.
Sorry, Michelle. Yeah.
I'm sorry, what's your name?
Michelle. I guess, any of you to look at, you know, want to get an idea of what, if they have, I don't know how they do it, do the numbers, of what's on it, before and after, do you know what's in the, you know? So I mean, how we could come out hunting, you don't know, do we know, like, how many deer we have, and how bad the problem is?
That's a surprisingly difficult number to arrive at.
I didn't know if we had any.
I can tell you in my neighborhood, we have a herd.
There's herds on my
Oh, yeah.
I was just wondering,
Yeah, there's a herd up on Sonic Village as well.
Yeah.
They have the same track.
There's many places, 10,
Central
12,
Rock
15.
yeah. Now I was just thinking, you're gonna pay for something because you know what cost factor it is before you get into it, you know, like.
If it's going to be.
Yeah,
One of the packages, and I didn't get to read all the way through, but one of the packages indicates that the typical doe will produce 2 to 3 offspring per year. So for every deer that's removed, let's say in October, there's 4 deer that's not going to be there next spring.
And I think that's probably one of the things that Glenn was, don't leave the words in your mouth, Glenn, but I get the sense that's one of the things you were going for in terms of trying to figure out the traffic incidents, was to figure out some metric by which we could judge success.
Or if we have an area of the township where we have 10 collisions on one road and none on the other, then if you decide on a policy, we can start over here.
But at least one of these, I don't remember which one, the one that had a fairly extended discussion about their procedures for baiting, they come out and they do a visual survey of where the deer are most frequently observed, and they select a spot where they would actually, for 4, 5, 6 weeks, literally go out and bait the deer and establish a traffic pattern before they begin their culling of the herd. But as part of that process, I think when, you know, they're trying to figure out where and how many, and, you know, what's the right number to try to take.
Following up on her question, we most definitely had a deer issue, but has anyone really went and tried to do some type of study, and that I know is virtually impossible. They are a little regional though in their areas. Or did we just say, wow, we got a lot of deer around here, which everyone does.
Well, back,
And we decided to enter into some type of gleaning of the,
back in the mid to late 1990s, Fox Chapel had a serious deer problem, and they actually hired a company to do a helicopter infrared survey of the deer. Very expensive,
I know.
yeah,
but they determined that they could actually do a count of the deer with that methodology, and they concluded for the geographic area of Fox Chapel, the deer herd was 3 times the size of what the area could actually fairly support in a humane way.
well, deer are one of the few animals that will overpopulate an area. Most other animals, as their group grows and their food diminishes, they have less offspring. Deer will not do that. They will just keep reproducing to the point where the food runs out, they get ill, they get sick, and there's a big issue. I know working for the Park Service, it was almost impossible to estimate the herd, but I go back to, did we do any type of study? I mean, I agree with you that we need to take care of some of the deer we have in the community, but did we do any kind of study?
We just started to discuss whether we need to do something. And so the initial step that we took was asking Glenn to reach out and collect the information that we just got this week. So we're at the beginning of the process, not in any decision-making mode.
I guess the other